I don't know if this is Mike. Oh, it's on. All right, cool. Wood Brothers, we're live at Humbrews. They are playing tonight. If you're just tuning in and listening to this on the radio, you should come out. I believe there are some tickets left, but I know pre-sale's been real good, so you want to jump on that just as soon as you can. So Humbrews tonight, come check them out with Amy Helm, no less. If you're listening to this, you would not know what Jono was playing. It was a guitar that looks like it had been run over by like a steamroller. Oliver Wood, could you explain what Jono was playing there?
Well, I'll explain it. I might not name it right away.
You know, you actually can name it.
I can?
Because it's a compound word.
Right, and really it's just a sitar.
A sitar.
A sitar.
Right.
And it's a... well, actually, I'll let Jono tell you more about it, but it is a former guitar, and now it's a sitar.
Yeah, it was a really bad guitar, and now it's got a lot of stuff on it.
It's a guitar that was bad.
It was bad. It acted bad, and that's what happens. Well,
we've got Jono on the drums and the sitar. We've got Oliver Wood on guitar. We've got Chris Wood on the upright bass. And as I told you earlier, Lucia from Devil Makes Three says thank you for the bass recommendation.
You're welcome, Lucia. I hope it's awesome.
She likes it very much. Wood Brothers, you guys, there's been a lot. Your dad was a molecular biologist, and he got there from being a folk singer. He was playing with Joan Baez, Cambridge scene. But he also had a radio show at Harvard. What did he? Did you ever hear tapes of that?
Yeah, we heard some stuff. You know, he actually, when the Joan Baez sort of retrospective box set came out, the first 2 or 3 cuts are with our dad, and I believe maybe one of those is from the radio show, and there's a couple live things from, you know, Harvard Square and some of the places around there. And it was right before she got really famous, and he was, you know, just part of that Cambridge folk scene. I mean, we grew up with him singing these songs around the house, and it's kind of like the same material that, you know, you kind of hear like on that first Bob Dylan record where he's doing mostly covers and, you know, Wabash Cannonball and all that kind of stuff. And then Tom Lehrer tunes, and My Baby went down the Pluggo and the Math song. And he could sing the Elements really good. That's the Tom Lehrer song, you know.
Harry Belafonte tunes, right?
Harry Belafonte tunes, you know. So he was hip to all that folk stuff, playing that kind of material.
He's like Tom Lehrer, who was, I think, a particle theorist or something before
like
making music.
Yeah. It's complex.
He's like Tom Lehrer in reverse. Your dad. And your mom, who is no longer with us, she had Lou Gehrig's disease.
That's right.
Which is nasty. But before things went the way that they did, you guys got to interview your mom and get her narrative. What was on those tapes?
Well, it was, you know, ALS, Lou Gehrig's disease. Your body deteriorates and you lose control, and eventually you can't speak. So as she was deteriorating, while she could still talk, we realized, you know, our mom has an interesting story. She was grew up in Germany during World War II and had to be like a refugee during the war. Things were getting a little hairy around there, and spent a lot of her childhood off in the Austrian countryside just avoiding the main part of the war.
Living on potatoes.
Yeah.
Was there anything that came out of that interview that just blew your guys' mind?
The whole thing, really. I mean, just it's pretty amazing when you just look back one generation and see all the stuff that brought us here. You're like, wow, she went through all that, and here we are. It's an incredible journey, you know.
Yeah, and our mom was a poet, you know, and,
right.
And I think that was her way of processing everything that happened to her as a kid, because she had some heavy stories.
Yeah. It made her writing make more sense too. You know, we always knew of her writing, but we didn't really know all the details that inspired the writing. So it was cool to really learn the background, all those stories and all the poems and stuff.
Well, between the poetry and the folk music and the molecular biology and the intelligentsia, just sounds like a really... Like, did you know when you were growing up, like, we have it weird?
We didn't know that.
No, you don't know.
You never knew, right?
You don't know. Yeah.